What is going on, folks? Welcome to episode number 3 of Grid Live. What a little journey we got going on here. I'm coming off that NBL Live game, overtime over on the NBL Network, and now we come over to the Grid. Grid Live, we got a great matchup. The 7-1 Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the 7-1 Indianapolis Colts. I'm always your NBL Network director. I'm hanging out with my man, Bananas. What a game we had over on the NBL Network. Then we come over here to Grid Live here Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Time, and we got a matchup between two of the top teams in the Grid.
Yeah, and it's going to be a great one. Both of these teams have top 5 defenses in the Grid, and I mean, this game is going to be a defensive battle. Whichever offense can break out, it's going to be a special one to watch.
Yeah, they certainly both have top defenses. The Indianapolis Colts defense, what a year they're having, first in so many categories. On the flip side, the Jaguars, they're right behind them on defense and on offense, the number 6 scoring offense. A lot of that due to the fact of that defense scoring a lot of points. The Jacksonville Jaguars going to start off with the ball first. Kirk Cousins at the helm here in Jacksonville. Leonard Fournette running the ball, averaging 7.8 for carry. Bananas, that number, 7.8 per carry, it's huge, and it's got to be a key for the Indianapolis Colts to just contain Leonard Fournette.
Yeah, that's their go-to. They have to pound the rock today.
First and 10, and it is going to be Leonard Fournette right up the middle. He puts the ball on the ground on the first play. It's picked up by the Colts defense. Gathers with the recovery and a turnover on the first play of the game. The short-handed Leonard Fournette puts the pigskin on the ground, and the Colts defense with a big play early.
And that's huge momentum for this Indianapolis defense at home. The crowd is behind them. That's going to be a huge play for this first quarter.
Oh, and now great field position for the Indianapolis Colts. They're on the 21-yard line. Early turnover, so huge for this team as it's first and 10, I formation. We got 2 wide receivers out there, dropping back to pass, looks over the middle of the field, has Waller, it's caught, touchdown, Colts, one play later, and they're in the end zone as Indianapolis an early lead here at home.
And that is quarterback Hunter White, 14 TDs now on the season with 3 interceptions. He's having a great year.
I mean, how big is it for the Colts to get a touchdown early in this game? They get a big turnover, a boost for their defense. Their offense turns right around and only needs one play to find the end zone.
This Jaguars team, they're in trouble right now if they can't get this offense moving here. If this defense can find a way to force another 3 and out, it's going to be a long day for these Jaguars.
Yeah, it's going to be a long day. Now Jacksonville comes back out on the field. Bananas, when there's a fumble like that, nobody's fault other than Leonard Fournette took a big hit in the hole. Is there anything you tell the offense on the sidelines, or does this just end up being a get back out there, no big deal, let's run it again?
It's got to just be a no big deal thing. A fluke fumble. Keep 2 hands on the ball and keep it moving. Back to the drawing board. Let's do it again.
Yeah, real symbols on first and 10. Play action pass rolling out to the right side. It is complete deep down the field, down to the 45-yard line. Kirk Cousins, 30 yards. I believe that was Allen Robinson with the catch, the big wide receiver. His first one on the day, and a beautiful strike from Kirk Cousins.
And he's having a big season this year. 22 receptions, 435 yards before that catch, averaging about 19.8 yards per catch with 4 touchdowns this season.
Yeah, and Allen Robinson, such a big target for Kirk Cousins. He's having a nice season at the helm. 75 of 118, already almost, with that pass, really almost 1,400 yards and 8 touchdowns for Kirk Cousins and the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's going to be under center here. Leonard Fournette in the backfield, 3 wide receivers, 2 over the left side, 1 over to the right. It's going to be a handoff to Fournette. He's got a big hole up the middle, great blocking up front. Fournette's got a big gainer up to the 30-yard line. 15 yards on the play. Oh, he held on to the pigskin there, and the offensive line doing a great job, opening up a hole right up the middle.
And that's what I like to see. They give him the ball back even after his first mistake of the game. They give him the ball back, tell him to keep 2 hands on the rock, and lower his shoulder, and let's go.
Now they have a great field position at the 30-yard line. 2 big plays, the deep pass to Allen Robinson and Leonard Fournette on that one. Now first and 10 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's going to be Kirk Cousins He's under center. He's going to hand this one off to Leonard Fournette. Makes a nice cut up the middle. Look at Fournette go. 10 yards on the play. Bananas, and that's what Fournette does so well. You give him any sort of room, it's not a 3-4 yard run. You're looking at 7, 8, 9 or more.
Yeah, and it's tough to stop. You see this offensive line, they're just getting the jump on the line of scrimmage, and he's just following their backs.
Now, 2nd and inches for the Jacksonville Jaguars. You got to think Leonard Fournette getting the ball. Let's see if they do a little misdirection. Nope, they hand it right up to Leonard Fournette, and he gets the first down up to the 17-yard line. 3 yards on the play, and after the early fumble by Fournette, the offense rolling here against the Indianapolis Colts.
And this is the drive that you want to see. Something that you can do both things, pass and run the ball efficiently, and drive down the field. It seems like no problem right now.
Yeah, now 1st and 10. For the Jacksonville Jaguars, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. It looks like it's going to be Kirk Cousins dropping back to pass. He passes it out to the flat. It is complete. Nice gain out there. Safe throw by Cousins underneath. This is a team that relies on the run game with Leonard Fournette, but the pass underneath to Croft, we've already seen Kirk Cousins air it out down the field, and that's what Fournette can do, Bananas. Open it up by handing it off to Fournette, and suddenly that pass game opens wide up.
Yeah, it makes Kirk Cousins' job just a lot easier once you have someone like Fournette behind him who can control the defense.
2nd and 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. Once again, Leonard Fournette in the backfield. Robinson split out to the left side. Look for him. He's already had 1 big gainer on the day. 2nd and 2. It's a quick drop there for Kirk Cousins. He looks over to Allen Robinson. Man coverage on the outside. The out route ends up touchdown, Jaguars. And Allen Robinson right there, 1-on-1 in man coverage. So tough to cover. He breaks away and makes it an easy completion for Kirk Cousins as Jacksonville shakes off the early turnover and ties this ball game up here in Indy.
And you said it. Watch out for Allen Robinson on the left side of the field in single coverage, and that's exactly where he went. Look at you, little fortune teller.
Right there, it was Allen Robinson coming up with his 2nd catch of the day. That one in the end zone. 7-7 your score. An early matchup. Bananas, we're sitting here, it's, I believe, week 10 we're looking at. They're both 7-1, or week 9, excuse me. How important is this early matchup? We're not yet to the playoffs, so we're sort of in that middle ground where these games really start to have meaning. 2 teams tied for the top of the AFC South. Does the winner of this one take control, or is there's too much season left to say that?
I think if the Colts can find a way to win this game, they're going to be able to run this division. They already won the matchup against the Jaguars earlier, I believe, in week 4. 21-10 was the score there. So I think if the Colts can find out a way to win this game, they're going to win this division.
Yeah, well, and on the flip side, if the Jacksonville Jaguars come away with one, the way their defense has been playing, it's going to be tough with Leonard Fournette running the ball as effectively as he has. It's going to be tough to catch him at the top of this division. 1st and 10, handoff to Michael over the right side, and nothing doing there. Loss of 3 on the play. Christian Michael at the helm at the running back position for the Indianapolis Colts. Dante Fowler getting in the backfield, and it's a loss of 3.
Yeah, and they're starting halfback. He did get injured. I don't remember exactly which for, but Rodney McFoy, he's currently injured, 2nd year back out of Miami. So Christine Michael comes in for him.
Very serviceable backup running back. 6.1 per carry. He's at 45 attempts, 6.13 touchdowns on the year. So doing well filling in for Rodney McFoy. It's Hunter White taking the snap on 2nd and 13. Looks deep down the field. Boy, looking for Philip Dorsett, and there were a lot of white jerseys there. Lucky that one didn't turn into a turnover. He overthrew it so bad, he overthrew the coverage even. It's going to bring up a 3rd and long.
And that's one he definitely wishes he could have back. That was a bad overthrow and definitely could have resulted in a turnover. He's lucky to have this 3rd and 13 right now.
Yeah, and this is one of those scenarios where you see young quarterbacks like Hunter White try to force it down the field. Got to set him up with a play that's either going to get them the first down or just safely run a draw play, something like that underneath, maybe a drag he can hit, and make sure that there's no turnover. 3rd and 13, White dropping back to pass. He looks over to the left side. It's a quick throw to Christian Michael. He fights forward for some extra yard. Not going to get to the first down marker, but it's a real safe throw there, Bananas. That was a great job by the coaching staff, making sure that White just catches it, gets a throw underneath. Nothing forced downfield. Even though they have to punt, they didn't want to give up the field position.
Yeah, and when your quarterback overthrows like that on the previous play, I mean, that's a safe throw, safe read, like you said. And, I mean, they survived. Let's see if their defense can come out and get a big stop.
And defense going to need to pick it up after they got a fumble on the first drive. 2nd drive, but the Jacksonville Jaguars just stormed down the field. Hunter White, the 2nd-year player out of Texas Tech. At the helm here, you look at his stats, Bananas, nothing that blows you away. 67 deep, 73 mid, 84 short, 86 throw power. He's got some wheels, but only 68 overall. He's just playing effectively right now. You look at his quarterback ratings over the last 4 games, 154, 130, 158, 156 as Kirk Cousins lets it go on first down and is complete down to the 41-yard line. Is there anything that it just comes down to they get him into a rhythm early, and that's why he's able to do it? He's 18 and 19 and 10 of 12 in a lot of these games, but his numbers, his overall states that he shouldn't be this good.
Yeah, and you're right. If you look at his stats and compare it to his overall, they don't match. But, I mean, I think he's just making easy throws, and his receivers are making big plays for him.
First and 10 handoff to Leonard Fournette. Look at him shake off tackle in the hole. Able to get 4 yards on play up to the 45-yard line. Grid Bengals, Jamie saying Jack Del Rio looks like a melted candle. That's just true.
A melted candle. Where do you come up with these things?
That's just true. Second and 6 now for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're up to the 45-yard line. It's going to be Kirk Cousins in the shotgun. Bunch formation 3 to the right. 1 tight end over to the right side of that formation. Leonard Fournette in at halfback. Second and 6, and it's going to be Fournette getting the ball over the left side. He's trying to get to the second level, but nice pursuit there, able to push him out of bounds after a gain of 1 as Barrett, the quarterback, going to be fine. Just some cramps on the sidelines. Third and 5. Just put on the headset if you're the Indianapolis Colts. What defense are you running here to stop the Jacksonville Jaguars and get a punt away to your team?
Maybe a cover 2 here. Kind of kill the flats. You still have that middle linebacker to stop any little quick in routes or anything like that, or slants short, and contain the 5-yard line.
He's going to empty out the backfield, put 2 wide receivers on the right side. The running back, Grant, wide left. He's got Allen Robinson in the slot on the left side. Look out for him, big number 15, 3rd and 5. Quick drop, looks over to the right side. It is complete. Little flood action over to the right. Kirk Cousins 5 of 5, 81 yards to start this game. And another first down for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The offense is rolling after the early fumble as Ladarius Green gets his 2nd catch of the game.
And the defense looks lost out here. Like, they have no idea what's going on. The Jaguars are having their way on offense, and if they can't find something, it's going to be scary for this defense here.
Yeah, this Colts defense, they're very talented, putting up some good numbers, but at the end of the day, they need to find a way to get some stops in the Jaguars team, or it could be bad news. Bears, minute 22 and counting here in the first quarter. He's going to split 2 wide receivers over to the left side, 2 tight ends on the formation, 1 on each side. Leonard Fournette in the backfield. First and 10 as it's a quick pass over the middle, complete, lots of room up to the 10-yard line. And Kirk Cousins does this a lot, and Bananas, I don't know if you're recognizing this, but it's a lot of throws out of his hands in the first 1 or 2 seconds. There's not a whole lot of waiting in the pocket, worrying about the protection. It's out of his hands quickly, and he's finding the open receiver.
Yeah, and he's just picking apart the defense. He sees something. You saw there, he flipped the formation, had his receivers come to the left, and that's where he saw his quick gap. And, I mean, he's reading this defense perfectly, and the Colts got to find a way to switch it up to kind of make him nervous in this pocket.
First and 10 now, as that's going to be a jump on the other side of the ball. Give him a free 5 yards up to the 6-yard line. Jamie Grid Bengals saying, good reads, passing into the gap left by the blitzer. Grimy joining us in the chat. Welcome to the chat, Grimy. Great game here. Both teams 7-1 at the top of the AFC South. Here on Grid Live. With Grid Live coming to you every week, folks. Don't miss out on this one. Our next Grid Live will be next Thursday night, Wednesday night, Valentine's Day. Be with your significant other. We'll be back here on Thursday night where you can show us the love then as Leonard Fournette fights forward to the 1-yard line. Give him a first down on the play, fighting through tackles.
And, man, since that fumble, he looks like a man amongst little boys. He's not going down on first contact. He's making people miss, and he's just fighting for those extra yards.
It looks like he pissed himself off. That's what it came down to. He's mad at himself that he fumbled the ball, and he's running with a whole head of steam and a whole lot of energy behind him. First and goal, it's Fournette right up the middle. There was no stopping him there. Touchdown, Jaguars. As they're back on schedule, they get the touchdown. They go back up 6 points, claiming their first lead of the game. Leonard Fournette from 1 yard out. The extra point is up and is good, and so far apart from the early fumble, Bananas, this Jacksonville Jaguars offense has looked unstoppable.
They have. They honestly have looked unstoppable. And if you're the Colts defensive coordinator, I mean, what are you drawing up over there to try to find a stop? What do you think you can do to stop this offense? Kirk Cousins is beating you. Leonard Fournette's beating you to death. But what do you do?
Well, okay, let's start with, we haven't seen a whole lot of pressure, so I might dial up some pressure. But for me, you're seeing a lot of these quick throws, especially on first down. It's a great return up to the 40-yard line. You're seeing a lot of quick throws. I think you've got to switch to some man coverage and use some of those inside the slot receivers, because that's where you're seeing the quick throws. It's usually the slot receiver on a seam route going between the grid, or going between the linebackers in that zone. You got to man up and trust your outside cornerbacks, your top cornerbacks to stop the wide receivers, and man up in the middle as this pass over the middle is complete to Waller, who catches at the 43-yard line. That takes us to the second quarter, 14-7 your score. I mean, that's what you got to do. If they're going to quick pass it, you got to man up, you got to press up, and put these receivers off their game.
Yeah, and I agree. And a big stat that I don't know if you just saw, but before that completed pass, this Colts offense had 26 total yards on 3 drives. So, I mean, they got to find something offensively and defense to make this team just kind of make different plays.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I mean, part of that, sometimes yardage is deceiving. Part of that is due to the fact they got that fumble early, had a short field to work with, but their second drive did not look very good. Now 1st and 10 for Hunter White and the Indianapolis Colts. 2 wide receivers over the left side. That's Hilton and Dorsett. Moncrief alone on the right side as the Jacksonville Jaguars going to jump off sides, give him a free 5 yards. Penalties are going to be something to watch early in this game. We're seeing these defensive lines chomping at the bit to get the quarterback playing a little aggressive.
They are definitely playing a little bit aggressive out there. I'd like to see maybe that stops here in the second half, especially with Jaguars getting this extra lead here. They can play a little bit more conservative and contain the game.
And now 1st and 5, White in the shotgun. Once again, 2 wide receivers over the left side. That's Hilton and Dorsett. Moncrief alone on the right side. 1st and 5, it's going to be a little draw play to Christian Michael. Boy, they look like if he could get to the second level, he was gone, but a great tackle on the interior. Bring him down for only a 2-yard gain. Kind of bring up a 2nd and 3. So far, Christian Michael has not had a whole lot to work with. Not a whole lot of touches, but the offensive line struggling to win the battle up front.
Yeah, and that's something that this team hasn't very seen. They usually win these battles in the trenches, and today against this team, they just don't have it right now.
Now a 2nd and 3 for White and the Indianapolis Colts. It's going to be a run again for Christian Michael. Hey, he gets a couple on the play. Give him 2. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short. But Anders, I don't know if you saw that one. It looked like if he cut that right up the middle as opposed to sort of leaking to the outside, he had a lot of room there. Instead, he tried to maybe bounce it outside a little too much and gets taken down by Dante Fine.
Yeah, and the hole was there, like you're saying, like right next to the center. He was there, and his outside receivers made great blocks, could have bounced it outside and still been running right now.
3rd and inches, bunch formation, 3 to the right, 1 over to the left side. Play action pass, they're going to throw for this one. Looks up in the middle of the field. It's Philip Dorsett with the catch in front of the safety, down to the 12-yard line. What a catch, what a throw by Hunter White. Knowing that they had the safety playing back, he throws it underneath and gets a big gainer up to the 12-yard line there in the red zone.
That's a huge throw. That's a veteran throw. You don't like to see players like that make that throw in that 3rd down situation, but man, that's a money read.
It's only Philip Dorsett's 9th catch on the year. Not a whole lot of action for Dorsett, but he makes a big one there. 1st and 10. It's going to be White dropping back to pass. The blitz comes around the outside. Down goes White Smith with the sack. Free blitzer on the outside. Man coverage. It seemed like, look at that, they had a corner out, they had a drag underneath, and they had an in route. Those are all man beaters, and Hunter White maybe locked in on one guy a little too much. Couldn't find anyone open. Yeah,
and he had his halfback coming out of the backfield, naked open, who probably would definitely be in the end zone right now, I'd have to say. He was wide open there.
It's never good when you hear you don't want anyone naked. You don't want anyone naked. Keep the jerseys on, folks. Don't get too excited. 2nd and 17. Hunter White dropping back to pass, looking over the middle of the field. It is complete to T.Y. Hilton down to the 1-yard line. Hilton coming up with a big catch, the #1 wide receiver here in Indianapolis. His 30th catch on the season, 470 yards and 4 touchdowns. So far, Indy's using the middle of that field. What sort of adjustments do you make if you're Jacksonville, knowing how much they're passing over the middle?
Maybe get the safeties down in that box, maybe. I mean, they're not taking big shots over the top right now, and you have great corners to stop them.
Boy, that fullback dive got stopped right at the goal line. That ball is going to be touching the front of the goal line. Going to bring up a 2nd and goal. As the Indianapolis Colts looking to punch this one in and tie this ball game out. 14-7 score. You're on episode number 3 of Grid Live. As Hunter White takes the easy little quarterback sneak. Just reach over the goal line when you're that close. Just let Hunter White's big frame get into the end zone. Indianapolis cuts this down to a 1-point game, pending this extra point. As the ball is down, the kick is up, and it is good. It's a 14-14 ball game. Indianapolis, a nice drive there. You on the arm of Hunter White, using some of those middle routes and finding some receivers down the field. Dorsett with a big catch, and T.Y. Hilton with a big one that got him down to the 1-yard line.
Yeah, and a big quarterback sneak at the end of that. I mean, that shows some confidence, takes some guts from a quarterback to get in there and get nasty. That's what you like to see, to put your team back in the ball game and tie it up there.
Grid Titans saying QB sneak cheese. No, I think when you're on the half-yard line in just about any league, the quarterback sneak is going to get you at least half a yard. I don't think there's any cheese there. I think that's just sort of how quarterback sneaks work. It's 1st and 10. Jacksonville offense hasn't been slowed down at all, 106 yards through the air so far. And then you add in Leonard Fournette. Play-action pass, looking over the middle of the field. It's picked off by Malik Hooker. They saw the pattern. A lot of passes down the middle of the field, and Malik Hooker jumped that one, a turnover. The Indianapolis Colts, the 2nd turnover taken by this defense. The first one, an interception of Kirk Cousins.
And that's a huge interception for this team right before the half. You have 3 minutes to go. And Kirk Cousins, I mean, he just made a bad read there, in my opinion. I mean, the safety was sitting there over the top, and he saw the route, I'm assuming, before Kirk Cousins did, and he sat on it. And
Here's
that's huge.
We had some talk in the NBL live chat about how post routes are too OP. Nobody gets stopped. That was a cover 3 that just stopped a post route over the middle. That's how much better the safeties are playing in this game, folks. Not saying the game's perfect. I'm just saying that the safeties are much better than they were in the last game. 1st and 10. Hunter White back out here, short field from the 37-yard line. As he drops back to pass, the blitz is coming. He gets it off. T.Y. Hilton wide open. No one's catching the speedster. One-on-one on the outside. Once again, a turnover. And then right there, the one-on-one play only took 1 play to get into the end zone. Hunter White, 2nd touchdown pass of the game. And the Colts have reclaimed the lead off the interception of Kirk Cousins.
And it's amazing to me how much separation these wide receivers are getting against these great Jacksonville corners. I'm telling you, these wide receivers make it so much easier for this quarterback to find throws.
21-14, folks. If you're looking for a defensive battle here on Grid Live, well, it hasn't shown up yet. It's been all offense all day long. As this return, another nice return. This one for the Jacksonville Jaguars up to the 34-yard line. Kirk Cousins was perfect up until that moment. Bananas, that was a huge turnover, turned into 7 points right away. What do you tell your quarterback, veteran at this point? What do you tell him coming off the sidelines?
I mean, that's just a bad read. I mean, look off the receiver maybe if you want to go back to him. But that was just a bad read. Just get back in the game. I mean, you have plenty of time to manage this clock. 3 minutes and 18 seconds. It's just try to find a way to get some points on the board before the half.
Jamie Grid Bengals, flag routes are OP, posts are OP, QB sneaks are OP, everything is OP. The whole game is OP here in Madden 18 as the handoff right up the middle. Gets a couple on the play. Fournette, 9 carries, 47 yards and a touchdown. Give him 4 on that one, 3:09 to go. Both teams, all 3 timeouts. A huge opportunity as Jacksonville needs a touchdown here to tie this game up before the half. Get a little momentum back on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah. I mean, I think they can do it. Like I said, Leonard Fournette's not going down on first contact. I don't know if you've noticed, but he's just bullying everyone.
2nd and 6. Jacksonville also needing to score because the Indianapolis Colts are getting the ball to start the second half, so they want to tie this one up before we get to halftime. Shotgun formation for Kirk Cousins. He drops back to pass, looking. He's going to find a little sit route in between the zones. Nice, smart route. Injury on the play. Didn't see who that was, but it's a first down for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Kirk Cousins takes the nice, safe throw to Westbrook.
Yeah, and these are good throws. Again, I mean, the clock's in his favor right now. Those are great throws. I mean, he just can't make one of those bonehead deep post routes to Malik Hooker. Yeah, it's just not warranted.
Take what the defense gives you. So many times, that is the way to get down the field. 3 wide receivers out there for Kirk Cousins. He's going to put 2 wide receivers over the left side, 2 tight ends on the right side of that formation, and Leonard Fournette in the backfield as Cousins changing up the play. 2:39 to go here. In the first half here of episode 3 of Grid Live, Cousins under center. He drops back to pass on 1st and 10. Quick out route to the outside, and it's Leonard Fournette. Catches it out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Allen Robinson, matchup nightmare. I mean, can you even man this guy up? What do you do to stop Allen Robinson?
I don't know. I mean, maybe put some double coverage him. I mean, he's taller than you. He's creating separation.
6'3", 211. That's a big dude on the outside.
Very large dude, especially the small corners that the Colts have on their team.
Plus 6'3", 211, 93 acceleration, 90 speed, 91 route. I mean, this guy is an all-around stud. One of the best wide receivers in the league. 3 wide receivers out there for Kirk Cousins. 2 over to the right, 1 over to the left side. Leonard Fournette to the left of Kirk Cousins. He drops back to pass. Fournette chips a block up the middle and saves Cousins, and he rolls out to the outside, takes a hit, but gets 8 yards on the play. Stevie Westbrook will return to the game. What a block there by Leonard Fournette. Showed he can do a little bit of everything picking up the blitzer.
I was just about to say that. He's doing everything. He's blocking, he's trucking people, he's running forever. I mean, this guy's a complete player here.
2nd and 2 for Cousins and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Switching it up, putting 2 wide receivers, bunch formation, 2 wide receivers in the tight end on the right side of that formation, 1 wide receiver over to the left. That's Allen Robinson, one-on-one. That's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. A lot of changing going at the play, and we're seeing that a lot from Kirk Cousins. A whole lot of mixing and matching on the offensive side of the ball, doing a lot of surveying that defense and finding the right play.
Yeah, and it looks like the Colts here are making a few changes.
Bringing in they don't like what they're seeing out of that middle linebacker, and they're bringing in looks like they're bringing in the backup middle, third string, I guess would be the correct terminology. I do this before. I know how to use words. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Man, an overtime game on NBL Live, then Grid Live. The words just start coming out in sort of vomiting territory. It's just sort of throw words out there and hope they put together coherent sentences. Now a 2nd and 2 for the Jacksonville Jaguars as we're at the 2-minute warning here in the first half of Grid Live, episode number 3. Bunch formation, 3 to the right, 1 over to the left. That's Allen Robinson. One-on-one press coverage shown by the Indianapolis Colts as he drops back to pass on 2nd 2. Looks over the middle of the field. What a catch at the 23-yard line. Nothing you can do there as Stover makes that diving catch in tight coverage, gets 13 yards on the play.
And that's an incredible grab. I mean, he was covered. A great defense was there. I mean, it was just a great catch. There's nothing you can do about that.
No, there's absolutely nothing you can do there. As the Indianapolis Colts trying to find something on the defensive side of the ball to stop this Jaguars offense. Surprised they pressed up in a bunch formation that usually is, in man coverage at least, is just a killer. Stover just made a great play. It was good coverage, though, downfield, 1st and 10. Leonard Fournette in the backfield, 2 wide receivers. Kirk Cousins dropping back to pass on 1st and 10. Looks over to the right side. Another out route, another completion. This one to the right side as Cousins get down to the 4-yard line. 1st and goal. Jaguars, the offense cannot be stopped unless Malik Hooker is involved.
Yeah, they're really making it look super easy now at this point. I mean, the Colts got to adjust to this. This is what, the 4th out route I believe we saw this half now, and it's been just got to do something, adjust somewhere, maybe a cloud
They got to disguise their coverages a little bit because that's a hot route at the line. It's Leonard Fournette putting on man mode and getting through the hole. Touchdown Fournette, 4 yards out. They had 3 tacklers in there. Leonard Fournette said, "No, thank you, sir. I'm going for 6." And Jacksonville gets a big touchdown before the half and ties this ball game up.
And like I said earlier, that's a man playing against little boys there when you have him going through the holes like that, man. That's incredible.
What a play there by Leonard Fournette. I mean, you talk about a guy coming out of LSU just with all the tools. If he can stay healthy, this guy is so hard to bring down. Those weren't like cornerbacks getting, those are linebackers that Fournette is shaking off and made it look easy in the hole for 4 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, and he made it look like as easy as it looks. Like, I mean, he looks like he's playing against smaller people, and he's running through the trenches like that.
Well, now Indianapolis, a little bit of opportunity, minute 21 to go, 3 timeouts. Hunter White's had a good game so far. Bananas, if you are the Colts, are you pushing it downfield? Are you taking chances? Are you playing this ball this safe, knowing that you're going to get the ball to start the second half?
I am going to maybe come out and open up with a screen and kind of see where it takes me and let that dictate what the rest of this drive does.
Sure, that very logical play, something a lot of teams do to start the drives, especially at the end of halves. They want to run that screen, something underneath, something real easy to complete, see if they can't get anything going. They have all 3 timeouts, minute 21 to go. Hunter White driving back to pass on 1st and 10. He's going to take Dante Moncrief, not Monte Doncrief. That's not him. That's Dante Moncrief underneath, completely 28-yard line, M5.
Yeah, no, that's not him. That's a quick, easy read there to Moncrief across the middle. And, I mean, like I said, it looks like they want to try to make some points out of this drive.
Yeah, now a 2nd and 5 for Hunter White and the Colts. 2 wide receivers left, 1 over to the right as he drops back to pass on 2nd down. Looks over the middle of the field. It's T.Y. Hilton with a big catch in front of the safety to the 46-yard line. T.Y. Hilton goes right across the face of that safety, makes a big catch, and that's why he's the #1 wide receiver on this team.
Yeah, and if you think about it, man, if they can even get a field goal here, OSU, a field goal here, they do get the ball back, which is going to be huge for this team.
Yeah, absolutely. Big play would be needed here. Even if they can get 6, that would be the ultimate goal. Getting 3 would be nice, though, as Jacksonville's just going to give them another 5 yards, chomping at the bit. Dante Fowler jumping across the line.
Oh, aggressive, V-Star.
Settle down there. I think they're recognizing that they're jumping a little bit. and we're seeing that fake hike, that hard count on that aggressive defensive line play. They've gotten, I think it's their second or third offsides we've seen. 1st and 5 now for the Indianapolis Colts. They're going to run the ball, and Christian Michael, he has near the first down marker, got lit up at the line. They're going to call him short, 2nd and inches. Michael, a very serviceable back, but we're seeing not a whole lot of explosiveness from him.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, again, they're missing their starter. So, I mean, he's serviceable. He's doing okay. But, I mean, he's not giving you that home run hit that you could get with your injured running back, your starter.
And now 2nd and inches as Hunter White's in the shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers over to the left side. 1 tight end. That's Waller on the right side. It's going to be a pass here. He's looking deep down the field. Doesn't find anyone, so he takes T.Y. Hilton underneath for about 2 yards. It's about the shortest pass you're ever going to see T.Y. Hilton get underneath, because he is the speedster, the deep threat. He uses good hands underneath and gets the first down. 27-6 to go. 1 timeout left for the Colts.
And that timeout's big here. I mean, you can take a shot pretty much anywhere you want on the field. You don't have to use the sideline here. I mean, take a shot, get yourself in the field goal range.
Yeah, they really do want to get into field goal range here. This would be a 60-yard field goal. So getting into field goal range is imperative for them. As the Indianapolis Colts, they're going to get the ball to start the second half. The Jacksonville Jaguars, of course, fumbled on that first drive. Leonard Fournette put it on the first carry, put it on the ground. Now shotgun formation for Hunter White. 3 wide receivers out there, 2 over to the left side, 1 over to the right. As Hunter White drops it back, looking. Nope, he's just changing the play. He is changing the play as much as anyone could possibly change the play. Use up that entire play clock, and the rush still gets there. He has to chunk it out. So all that changes, it means absolutely nothing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it changed nothing. And, I mean, their kicker, they have 45-year-old Matt Bryan there. 90 kick power, 90 accuracy. So, I mean, if they can get up a little bit, they might have a shot here. Maybe 10 yards.
40, there's 6. Yeah, probably you're looking 5 yards. 60-yard field goal from here, so 55 is probably what you're looking at. Marquise Brown in the chat saying, I think the second half should slow down a little bit. We're already seeing a slowdown in the pace here at the end of the first half. As White drops back on 2nd and 10, he looks to the drag route. It is Dorsett. He is open, 1st down and more. Spin move, makes a man look silly. It gets into the red zone on the 16-yard line. Now, Bananas, interesting situation. 14 seconds ago, you got no timeout. Do you take a shot to the end zone and risk a sack or catch in bounds, or do you just send out the field goal unit now?
I would take a shot, but let's rewind for a second. I would have ran out of bounds and kept my timeout and not performed that spin move there. It wasn't worth the extra 4 yards that I got.
Yeah, you'd rather have the timeout and be on the 18-yard line than get the extra couple of yards on the 16-yard line. As Hunter White comes out, you gotta imagine the coaching staff told him, don't take a sack, chuck it out of bounds. We don't care. Just make sure you don't take a sack, get out of bounds. 1st and 10, White drops back to pass. Looking, rolling to the right side. Not a whole lot open. Looking. He's going to chuck this one out of bounds. Exactly what he did. Try to find somebody in the end zone. The Jacksonville Jaguars knew it was going to be a play to the end zone. They dropped everybody back. But the Colts are still going to get a field goal attempt here from the 16-yard line.
Yeah, that's a smart throwaway there. I mean, he saved some points. And now they got a lead at halftime.
Kick is up, and it is good. Chip shot field goal, 24-21. Colts on top in this one here on Grid Live, episode number 3. We appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. I'm OSU, the NBL Network Director. I'm hanging out with Bananas here on Grid Live. Again, folks, a reminder, next week we will have a Grid Live game, but it will not be on Wednesday night. Wednesday night, Valentine's Day. I want you all to have a wonderful Valentine's Day. We'll be back Thursday night. That game will be determined, always scheduled on Sunday, so check out the Grid Twitter to find out what game it'll be, and tune in on Thursday night here on the Grid YouTube channel. But we appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. 24-21 Bananas. Pretty sure this is how everybody expected this one to go. A very close game going into halftime.
Yeah, and I look to see this Jaguars defense get a big stop on this opening drive. I would be surprised if they let this Colts team just march down the field.
Ball on the 37-yard line. Colts 3-point lead. The big one here is they just don't want any mistakes here. Even if they get down and get a field goal, even if they just pump the ball away, Bananas, I mean, the turnovers have been what keeps the Jacksonville Jaguars away from this lead. The 2 turnovers, one by Fournette, one by Kirk Cousins, have given the Colts the lead.
Yeah, and like I said, the defense has just made big plays. And, I mean, I don't expect this Jaguars team to turn the ball over too many times, but you really never know what you see with Kirk Cousins with that read he made to Hooker there.
Yeah, Malik Hooker with the big interception deep down the field. 1st and 10 for the Indianapolis Colts. I formation. Michael at the top of that I. 2 wide receivers. It's going to be a handoff to Michael over the right side. He's going to be taken down right near the line of scrimmage at the 37-yard line. The run game for the Colts not going early in this one, and the Jacksonville Jaguars got to recognize that one because they're front four. They're winning the battle up front and able to stop that run game.
Yeah, and that's big. That's big, not having their starting running back. And, I mean, I'm surprised the Jaguars don't have to stack the box to not allow big plays here.
Yeah, no need to get too aggressive defensively. 2nd and 10. Hunter under center. He's dropping back to pass. On 2nd down, looking, rolls out to the left side. Still looking, and he'll just chuck this one out of bounds. I think he pegged a popcorn vendor on the sideline. That one was rifled out of bounds as White made sure that nobody was going to pick that one off.
And believe it or not, these wide receivers, they're getting open for this Colts team. Like, they're having no problem operating on A.J. Bouye and Jalen Ramsey right now.
Yeah, two great cornerbacks. And the Jacksonville Jaguars really doing a great job downfield, making sure not too much is open. Let's see if the Indianapolis Colts, they've had some success underneath. As Good Titan saying, White needs to take off and run. Yeah, he had some room over there. Good recognition, though, by the Jaguars, pressing up on him, making sure he couldn't find anything. As Dorsett with the catch deep down the field at the 40-yard line. So far, though, Bananas, we're watching this Indianapolis Colts team. They are pushing it downfield, and that's where White's having trouble is when the coverage is deep. I mean, cover 6 is a tough, doesn't do great against the deep plays, does much better against the intermediate routes. They're pushing it downfield a lot, and the Jaguars got to recognize that.
Yeah, absolutely. They are pushing, like, these shots are down the field and down the middle, and they're just open.
Whitlock with the catch out of the backfield. So as I say that, they pass it, just over there.
Yeah,
just like
he was just proving you wrong, man.
Yeah, that's just uncalled for. That, you know what? I don't need this, Bananas. You can run this the rest of the time. I'm just gonna take a nap.
All right, I'm in. Sign me up. No, I can't do this without you, man.
Don't mess up. Don't mess up. No pressure, man. Here on Grid Live. Appreciate everybody tuning in here on the Grid YouTube channel, episode number 3. I'm always going to hang out with my man Bananas for this game. A great one between two 7-1 teams, Jaguars and the Colts. Play action pass. White rolling out. White gets obliterated, but somehow finds Whitlock out of the backfield. I'm not really sure how he found a way to complete that ball while he was getting mauled in the backfield, but he completes it to Whitlock and cuts it to a 3rd and 1.
I'm not really sure how he got up after taking that hit in the backfield.
Yeah, is he dead? Are we sure he's not dead?
The jury's still out.
Jury's still out as to whether he's dead. That's fair. It's a fair play. As 24-21 Colts on top. And they're driving here. They want to put more points on the board, extend their lead. 4:13 to go here in the 3rd quarter. It is White under center. He drops back to pass here on 3rd and 1. Looking. The protection was good. He had T.Y. Hilton all sorts of space, and he just straight up missed him. I think that's that 68 overall quarterback coming back to play.
It's kicking in, and he did have that read. He also had the under route right below that route, but, I mean, he did take the shot. It was a little bit off, but he can still end up maybe getting some points here.
Well, this is a long field goal from 49 yards away. The kick is up. It is good. They get points on the first drive out of halftime, extend their lead to 6. And now we can see this Indianapolis Colts defense. 2 turnovers in the day, 1 a fumble from Leonard Fournette, 1 a pick from Malik Hooker. They're going to need to find a way to get some more stops like that because on the drives where there weren't turnovers, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they were moving the ball at will.
Yeah, and I mean...
Will's not a guy, by the way. I mean, at will.
I don't think they get away from their game plan. I mean, everything's working. They had 1 bad throw and 1 unlucky fumble, but everything else is working for the most part. The out routes are there. The run with Fournette's there. I mean, just a few unlucky mistakes, but, I mean, they're 6 points down with those 2 turnovers and forcing 0.
216 yards for the Jaguars, 207 for the Colts. A couple of short fields for the Colts have sort of changed how those yardage numbers look. There's going to be a shotgun formation for Kirk Cousins. 4 wide receivers. He drops back to pass. Looks over the middle of the field. It is complete once again to the 40-yard line. Give him 15 yards on the play. Cousins 11-12. That 1 incompletion. Well, it technically was completed to the wrong team, though, as Ladarius Green comes up with his 3rd catch of the day.
Yeah, and he's been a big target for this team as a tight end, averaging 19.8 yards a catch with 2 touchdowns on the season and 356 yards on 18 catches.
Yeah, they certainly do love to use their tight end. Cousins in the shotgun. Once again, 4 wide receivers, 3 to the right, 1 over to the left. Leonard Fournette in the shotgun to the left side. Indianapolis Colts. A lot of guys in the box here. 2 deep safeties. As it's going to be Cousins dropping back to pass. Blitz picked up. He looks over the middle. Boy, that was a dangerous throw because the coverage was tight. Instead, it falls incomplete. Fortunate play as Geathers had an opportunity to rip that one away.
Yeah, and that's tough. And Kirk Cousins can't throw this team out of this game here. This drive is too big right now for him to make these mistakes.
Yeah, Cousins needs to stay clean, play like a veteran, and make sure you make the smart throws because another turnover, this one could surely be out of reach. 27-21 your score right now, 3:31 to go here in the third quarter. Shotgun formation for Kirk Cousins, 2 wide receivers over the right, 1 over the left. He drops back to pass on 2nd and 10. He has a man open underneath. It is complete to the 50, to the 45, up to the 40-yard line. Nice play there by Kirk Cousins. Saw the man coverage, got lost on that drag route underneath, and he was able to complete that one. A little run after the catch from Grant gets him 20 yards.
Yeah, and Corey Grant, he's more of a receiving back than Leonard Fournette is for sure. Well, they like to target him a few times. He's averaging 20.6 yards a catch right now and a touchdown out of the backfield.
I hear they like to call them thunder and lightning. Fournette is the thunder, the power up the middle. The lightning, the speed from Grant out of the backfield. It's a nice 1-2 punch for the Jacksonville Jaguars team. Bunch formation, 3 over to the left side. 1 tight end on the right side of that formation. Leonard Fournette behind Cousins in the pistol. He'll drop back to pass here on 1st and 10. It's another quick throw over the middle. It is complete to the 27-yard line, and they have been unwilling to man up on 1st down. They're letting these zoned get picked apart by the quick 1-second, 2-second throws. Stover, 2nd catch of the day.
Yeah, and it was another quick throw there. I mean, like you said, Kirk Cousins like to hold the ball a lot in the pocket, and he's getting it out quick, and he's exposing these zones early.
And 1st and 10 now for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Fournette in the backfield as it's look at Dak has come right up the middle. Look at him man up and get to the quarterback. Dak has fought off 2 blockers and got to the quarterback, bringing him down for a loss of 8 on the play. That was quite a move on the defensive line, winning the battle up front.
Yeah, that was incredible how he just didn't give up. He just kept fighting. He finally got there. That's a big sack for this team.
I think I saw a bull rush, a swim move. I think he did a little okey doke. He got everything going there, able to get to the quarterback and a big sack there to set up a 2nd and long. And these are the tough situations to get out of. See what Kirk Cousins and the Jacksonville Jaguars do is we haven't seen Leonard Fournette get a whole lot of carries here in the second half. 3 wide receivers, 2 over the right, 1 over to the left side. As Cousins changing the plays and surveys the defense, 2nd and 8, blitz coming, an absolute whiff on 2. They had the sack, they had the pick, and they ended up getting nothing.
They got nothing. They missed the sack. Hooker dropped the ball, which I'm so surprised there to see him drop that, not squeeze the pill. And Kirk Cousins gets bailed out again, and it's 3rd and 18 now. What do you do?
Are you a college basketball fan?
I do. I like college basketball, yeah.
Number 1 Villanova just went down by 4. Lost to St. John's.
Wow.
Shout out to the Big Red.
Didn't St. John's beat Duke the other night as well, man?
Yeah, St. John's is having all sorts of sort of that upset season as Fournette with the screen pass, only getting a yard on the play. It's going to set up a field goal. College basketball is interesting this year. I don't know about you, Bananas, but I just don't. There's no great team. Everybody seems good, but everybody's beating up on each other. There's no team out there that I go, this is the favorite going into the tournament.
Yeah, I think that makes the tournament just that much more exciting, though. You have no idea like what's going to happen there when that tournament hits.
As the kick is up and good, a 3-point game now, and now it's up to the Jacksonville defense. We're talking about the Colts defense forcing some turnovers, playing well early, and needing to make a play. The Jaguars defense hasn't really done a whole lot to stop the Colts. A lot of that due to the turnovers, extra possessions, but the Colts and Hunter White have been able to really move the ball down the field, especially through the air. Yeah,
they've had no issues hitting the deep middle of the field on the post routes and the deep in routes. They're destroying the secondary, and I mean, I'd like to see it happen again on this drive here. The Jaguars defense doesn't seem to have any type of answer for it.
Good Titans in the chat saying UVA looks pretty good. I just don't believe in Virginia. My problem is they're good all the time, and they always have a tough defense. On 1st and 10, White driving back to pass, and he's going to get obliterated. Down goes White, loss of 10 on the play. Jones getting right through the offensive line to bring him down for a sack. UVA always seems like they have a great defense. They always seem like they have a great team. They get 30 wins. and then tournament time comes and they get exposed because they can't score. I think they got more scoring this year, but I don't think any team's particularly good. Everybody's losing some weird games, and we're going to get a tournament. I think it's going to be chaos this year, or it's just going to completely prove me wrong, and we're just going to have chalk the whole way. That's what's going to happen, because that's my kind of luck. 2nd and 10.
I would be surprised to see that.
I just say I'm going to Vegas for March Madness. I'm going to bet on like underdogs and be like, no, we had 32 games in the first round, and favorite won every one. Awesome. Thanks, guys. I hate it.
0-32. Let's go.
Yeah, awesome. Great job. Great job there. It's Dorsett's 4th catch of the day. Dorsett only 8 catches in the season, Bananas. He's having a big impact today. Yeah,
they're finding a lot, but I mean, everyone in the receiving game is having a big game against this Jaguars secondary right now.
Which is so surprising as to how much talent there is. As a 3rd and 11, now shotgun formation for Hunter White. 2 wide receivers over the left side, 1 over the right. Christian Michael in at halfback to the right of Hunter White. 3rd down and 11, dropping back to pass. He looks to the out route to the left side. That's T.Y. Hilton, 1-on-1, makes the play. He was able to get the 1st down for the Indianapolis Colts.
Did he get that 2nd foot down?
Look. Listen. How important really is that 2nd foot, okay? They don't care in college. Should they really care here?
It's like a travel in basketball. Who really calls it anymore?
Yeah, you get to the NBA, it's like, is that 14 steps? Is that what happened? All right, cool, whatever. 1st and 10 now. They're also using a whole lot of clock here. They've dominated the time of possession with those 2 turnovers. 1st and 10, 3 wide receivers out there, 2 to the left, 1 over to the right. He's going to drop back to pass. Quick 3-step drop, looking for the slant. Nope, he looks down the field for Waller on the seam. Had 2 slants coming. The quick 3-step drop. He sent the hot route, the tight end on a seam, and what a beautiful call as the whole linebacking core was pulled up and Waller wide open down the field.
And they like this guy at tight end here. I mean, he had 17 catches coming into this game. I mean, he's getting a lot of targets, and he's seen the end zone. He's seen it 3 times already this far this season, and I mean, he makes big plays. He's a big body, and he's quick.
6'6", 255, Darren Waller, 5th-year player out of Georgia Tech. Making some big plays for the Indianapolis Colts. We've hit the 4th quarter, 27-24. Vance, who do you give the edge to going into the final frame?
I think I'm going to give it to the Colts. I think they get 7 on this drive. I don't want to jinx them, knock on wood, but I think they get 7 here, and I think they put this game away.
Yeah, 1st and 10 is Michael in the backfield. Tight formation, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers out there. Ball on the 36-yard line. They're going to hand it off to Michael right in the middle. He's gotten to the 2nd level. Oh, man, he just doesn't have the explosiveness. He's taken out of the 25-yard line. 10-yard gain on the play. But, Bananas, it's hard to believe. I look at them. I look at this team. Christian Michael is a good player, but I feel like if Rodney McFoy is in this game, he is to the end zone because Michael just doesn't have it. Yeah, he doesn't have the explosiveness, that acceleration.
No, McFoy is 96 speed, 92 acceleration. If he sees the 2nd level, he's gone. There's no questions asked.
That's probably the 3rd or 4th run I've seen from Michael where the offensive line has done a good job opening up a hole for the running back. With McFoy, you're probably looking at maybe a 100-yard rushing game at this point, but Michael's only been able to get a couple on each play. That was a nice run, though, for 10 yards. Ball on the 25-yard line. White dropping back to pass here on 1st and 10. Looks deep down the middle of the field, and Philip Dorsett, he was all kinds of open. There was not a single person there that covered 2, the post route against the cover 2. You can call it OP, you can call it what you want. Cover 2s don't guard post routes. They don't guard Philip Dorsett when he is that open. Indianapolis gets their 6, and congratulations, Bananas, you didn't jinx the Colts.
I didn't, so they can't hate me after this game if they end up blowing it to the Jaguars, but they're up 10 points with 5 minutes to go. And, I mean, I just don't think this Jaguars defense has an answer for this offense in Indianapolis right now. It's just no chance.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing they do have is an explosive offense. So a quick touchdown. We've seen them get down the field relatively quickly. Would be huge for this team. It'll be interesting to see if they decide to keep using Leonard Fournette, because Fournette, 5:15 to go, Bananas. So many teams, they shy away from the run game. And again, you can't kill the clock until under 2 minutes under NBL rules. So you see teams shy away from the run game. There's plenty of time to still run the ball, and Fournette's been pretty effective today.
Absolutely. I mean, you have plenty of time. I mean, a 3-minute drive here, score before the 2-minute warning, and you're fine. You still have 3 timeouts left. You have plenty of time left to just orchestrate an offense here. Well,
no Fournette here. 5 wide receivers out there. As he's going to throw it over the middle of the field. It is complete. He's got some room. It's Ladarius Green once again. Down to the 46-yard line. Kirk Cousins throwing dots out there. 15 of 18 in this game. And another beautiful pass deep down the field. Green's 4th catch of the day.
And that's big. That's a huge gap. That's a huge chunk taken out. Not a lot of clock off. I mean, they just need to get to the line of scrimmage and just make it happen here. I mean, Kirk Cousins finds some throws like that, orchestrated touchdown, and they're back in this.
1st and 10 for Cousins. He's going to toss this one underneath. It is incomplete. Boy, that wasn't a particularly hard hit, but he couldn't hold on the ball. Question in the chat. We saw Grid Titans. Is Luck gone after this season? Let's look at his contract. He's got 2 years left on the contract. Probably, though, I would guess. I mean, he's got a 6-year, $126 million contract, making $21.2 this year, probably making $25 next year. My guess is the Colts are probably going to let him go. You don't need to pay a backup quarterback $25 million. So I would guess Andrew Luck is probably gone after this season as Kirk Cousins dropped back pass on 2nd and 10. Looks over the middle of the field. Is a complete, great possession catch there. Ladarius Green, another catch. 4:37 to go. They're already on the 32-yard line.
And have a day, Ladarius Green. 5 receptions, 88 yards from your tight end. You can't really expect much more from that.
And now 1st and 10 for Cousins and the Jaguars. 4:28 and counting, folks. Great game here on Grid Live, episode number 3. Cousins dropping back to pass on 1st and 10. Looking over to the right side. Had a C route. It looked like it was pretty well covered. Just overthrew that one. Cousins a little inaccurate there. I don't know if he would have completed that one even if it was on target, but it's a 2nd and 10 nonetheless.
Yeah, I'll take the overthrow there over the underthrow, that's for sure, because he was definitely covered.
If it was an underthrow, that one's going the other way. It's a touchdown. It's just not for the team that Cousins to. 2nd and 10, Cousins drop back to pass. Looks underneath. It is complete once again. Poof. Big hit there. Another weird little spot, 3rd and inches there. A big hit underneath by this Colts defense that is hitting hard. D.D. Westbrook, his 4th catch in the day.
So what do you think here? So say you get stopped here. Do you take the 3 points?
Yes. You're down 10. You take the 3, you trust your defense.
You take the 3 and trust your defense, even though your defense has done nothing, really, for you all day.
Yep, absolutely.
Fair enough.
Absolutely.
I can respect that.
You can't leave points on the board. There's so many times, and Bananas, you and I have been here for a while. I see it so many times. You see teams get a little aggressive, take sacks, they leave 3 points on the board, and everybody thinks, man, a field goal, that could put me behind if they score a touchdown. You see so many times, though, that just getting field goals early, even though you're not getting into the end zone, if your defense can make 1 or 2 stops, as the handoff is to Fournette, I don't think we have a worry as Fournette got a lot of yards there to the 7-yard line, 1st down for the Jaguars. But you see so many people leave points on the board, then they end up losing by 3. And you're like, well, if I had only taken that field goal before the half, if I hadn't wasted that one, you got to take the points, you can have it. I think the Jaguars have got to give 3 carries to Leonard Fournette here on the 7-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, if he's doing that, I mean, he's taking that big shot at the end of the play, but he's still getting up. He's ready to roll. You hand him the ball and let him find the end zone.
1st and goal. It is Leonard Fournette. It's right up the middle, and he walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Jaguars. Fournette finds pay dirt. The offensive line doing a great job up front, sealing the middle, and the Jaguars cut it back to a 1-possession ball game. The kick is up, and it is good. 3:41 to go. 3-point game, and it's man-up time for the Jacksonville Jaguars defense.
It is very concerning on how many points were scored this game with the type of defenses that we had that we thought coming into this.
Well, we've had some good performances. Hunter White has been fantastic at the quarterback position. Here's the thing that's more interesting to me, Bananas. The Jacksonville Jaguars are losing the turnover battle. Down 2-0 in the turnover battle. The Indianapolis Colts have 14 points off the turnovers, and the Jaguars are only down 3 in this game. You've got to feel real good if you're the Jaguars, even looking at your defense who's been stuck on some short fields.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. But I don't trust this Jaguars defense. Do you think they get a stop here?
I think, here's what I think. I think I've seen it way too many times in this league, and all the leagues, and whatever league you're looking at. When it comes down to crunch time, your defense needs to make a stop. I've seen that defense make a stop. Deep throw over the middle. It is complete to Dorsett at the 47-yard line. I mean, again, it's not even about a stop. They just need to hold them to a field goal. They don't need to get 0 points. A field goal, and they're still in this game. 3 timeouts left. It's just all about holding them to at least 3. I've just seen too many times, Bananas, the teams need a stop, and they get a stop.
Yeah.
The Colts offense has been rolling.
I can understand what you're saying. The one thing that hasn't been rolling, though,
and this is why I maybe err on the side of they get the stop, the run game has been rough for the Colts. And that's what they need right now. Because on 1st and 10, it's a toss play to the right side. And Christian Michael's got some room over there. Look at him bowl over the defender, take it to the 35-yard line. That's the first real good run from Christian Michael. And that's where I think that's why Jacksonville gets the stop. It's because the Colts don't have the run game to keep the clock going.
Did you see him just flat back Jalen Ramsey like that? I think he's listening to you.
Jalen Ramsey's a great player. That was not going to go on his highlight film.
Yeah, I don't think so. And hey, they're 2 first downs away from winning this game.
Handoff on 1st and 10 to Christian Michael. They're working the outsides now, and the Jacksonville Jaguars defense. It's not even Christian Michael's making good runs. The Jaguars are doing a horrible job of sealing the outside, more inside blitzes, and they're not running Michael outside. They're doing these bounce outside runs. He gets 8 yards on the play.
Not my top 5. Not my top 5.
Will Secret in the chat saying hit the weight room. Jalen Ramsey's got to beef up a little bit.
Oh, man. Let's see. I mean, 15 seconds till 2-minute warning. You get a first down here. You need 1 more to win this game.
Yeah, 2nd and 2. Play action on the end around. White's got a lot of room out there. He's going to take the first down, and that's the smart move. Rolled out, and there was nobody there. 2-minute warning, and now the Jacksonville Jaguars have to start using their timeouts.
Yeah, I think they're in trouble here. Again, even if the Colts don't get a touchdown here, I think they're going to be able to find a way to get a first down.
Well, let's see what the Jacksonville Jaguars defense. Reminder, folks, once again, next week, Grid Live, usually on Wednesdays. It'll be on Thursday night, Valentine's Day on Wednesday. Join us on Thursday night. Follow the Grid on Twitter to find out when that game is as Michael bounces outside once again. Boy, this Jaguars defense, they have bottled up Michael all game long, and they've done a horrible job bottling up late when they need to.
They can't stop it. This defense can't do anything right now to prevent the inevitable, which is the Colts winning this game.
2nd and 2, minute 56 to go. Post in the chat, guys, if you think the Jaguars even have a chance here, as Christian Michael's gotten a couple big runs here in the late stage of the game. Minute 56 to go, 2nd and 2. White comes out under center, 2 tight ends. Got I formation with Michael at the top of that I on 2nd and 2. It's right up the middle. The Jaguars get a tackle there at the 12-yard line. They use their timeout. 3rd and 1. Here we go. What do you do? If you're the Jaguars, or if you're the Colts, are you running it no matter what, making sure Jacksonville uses that last timeout? Or are you possibly thinking about throwing it and ending this game with a touchdown or a first down?
No, I'm 100% running the football. Oh, there's no doubt. I'm running the football.
Well, they're going to come out I formation once again. 2 tight ends, 1 on each side. Pinching the line is the Jacksonville Jaguars. As on 3rd and 1, it looks like they're going to spread out the line once again. They're heavy to the right. It's going to be the flip to Michael. And breaks a tackle, but a big tackle at the 13-yard line. Last time out used by Jacksonville. What a play made on the outside as they were able to get a little bit of penetration on that fake fullback flip. And Indianapolis going to kick the field goal to go up by 6 from the 13-yard line. A 30-yard chip shot from the left hash mark. It's up. It is good. 37-31, but Jacksonville, they've got life.
That's huge play, don't get me wrong, but if I see my defense is going to spread the line of scrimmage, I'm going to run the ball right at the middle. That toss, I don't like the play call there.
Maybe getting a little too cute, maybe overthinking a little bit. As Jacksonville, minute 42 to go. A close game here on Grid Live. Both teams 7-1, looking to take control in the AFC South. And the Jacksonville Jaguars, they have the ball. And their offense, apart from 2 mistakes, one a fumble, one just a bad read by Kirk Cousins, has moved the ball very effectively. Kirk Cousins, full wide receivers, 2 to each side. Leonard Fournette in the backfield. Play action, the blitz is coming, and that's what you can't do if you're Kirk Cousins. Take a sack as Justin Houston gets into the backfield. As you can see by Madden showing it right there, the aggressive pass rush is on. We haven't seen any hard counts from the Jaguars since the first half.
And that's a great play call. That is a great play call there. Do not let Kirk Cousins sit back there and dot you up. That's great.
And then how about another 5 yards from a false start? Boy, the Jaguars are falling apart here. This is not what you're looking for late in the game.
When it rains, it pours, my friend. When it rains, it pours.
2nd and 23 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers out there. He drops back to pass on 2nd and long. Finds, it looked like that was Grant out of the backfield, up to the 16-yard line. He gets a couple back, but now with 3rd and long, they need a first down. Excuse me, that was Spencer Ware out of the backfield. Shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers once again. 2 wide receivers and Green at the tight end. They're using a lot of clock here. It's 3rd and 19. Cousins dropping back to pass. Looking. He has to get rid of it over the middle of the field. And Malik Hooker with another interception.
What a
play. Down, young fella. This game is over. A shot down the field, and Malik Hooker with his 2nd pick seals it for the Colts.
Wow, and what a grab. That is a great interception, an athletic play by your free safety. I mean, there's nothing. That's an incredible play by Malik Hooker there.
And the Colts going to line up in victory formation and get out of this one with a victory here at home. Bananas, I'm watching this game. It seemed like the Jaguars, I mean, again, with the turnovers, the Jaguars, though, were the sort of the explosive offense. They had a lot of deep play. The Colts, very methodical, using those intermediates and underneath routes, and had really a great game of spreading the ball around. T.Y. Hilton had some big catches. Moncrief had some big catches. Dorsett had a couple big catches. And then at the end of the day, in that last drive, it was the run game that got going, and that's what sealed it for them, plus their defense actually getting some turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, I do believe that the offense looked better for Jacksonville. They just made too many mistakes. You have 2 interceptions and a fumble. It was a Colts offense that didn't turn the ball over at all. They had a +3 in a turnover battle. I mean, you expect to win those games.
Yeah, and I mean, again, Bananas, if I were to take a player of the game in this one, it would absolutely go to Malik Hooker, his 2 interceptions. I mean, again, the Colts won by 6, and it was a close game, but at the end of the day, if it's not for Malik Hooker, I don't think the Colts walk out of here with a win.
I completely agree. Malik Hooker is my MVP candidate for sure.
Well, once again, your final score here from Indianapolis, the Colts coming up with a big one. They moved to 8-1. Jaguars fall to 7-2, 37-31, your final score. What a game here on Grid Live, episode number 3. As Alex Cobb said, Lucky's luckily a free agent after the season. Last year of his contract will almost definitely be terminated. A great game here on Grid Live. A reminder, Grid Live next week will be Thursday night, game to be determined. We'll post that on the Twitter over for the Grid, so don't miss that one. But Bananas, what a game we had. 2 7-1 teams certainly lived up to the hype.
Absolutely. I was very impressed. Defenses didn't do what I expected, but the game overall was definitely great. It's a great division matchup, great division rivalry there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we appreciate all of you tuning in here to Grid Live, episode number 3. For my co-host, Bananas, I'm OSU. Once again, your final score, the Indianapolis Colts coming out on top 37-31 over the Jacksonville Jaguars. We will see you next week, Thursday night, Grid Live here on the Grid YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it, and we'll see you next week. Have a good night, guys.